Alright, here we go with the first video correspondence lesson. So, you have a space heater in the room right now. Hopefully it's not too loud. So some things to go over here. I'm going to be using the metronome for everything that we do, for the most part. For this thing on screen right now, we're definitely using the metronome. And we always start at 60. And to begin with, we will ignore the repeats. So, like it says up here at the top of the page, you're going to work this up without the repeat first. So, you're going to spend about 15 minutes getting it up as fast as you can. Because we're going to gradually go faster, 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 and get you used to counting things quickly, hearing that metronome clicking really, really fast, being able to count things properly, and so on. And once you've reached 15 minutes, that's when you're going to add in the repeat and try getting up to 4 repetitions. So first you're going to go for 2 repetitions, then 3, then 4. Do not exceed 20 minutes working on this thing in total. Now, if you feel like you maxed out in less than 15 minutes, that's totally fine. How do you know you maxed out in less than 15 minutes? My rule of thumb is if it takes like 1 or 2 minutes of really struggling to get something correct, when you finally get it right again, that's it. You're done for the day. So we don't need to do too much stuff. We just need to be very efficient with how we practice to get in good practice. Now, how we practice is important, because practice makes perfect is not true at all. Only perfect practice makes perfect. Mistakes are inevitable. They're going to happen. It's part of the process. However, how we address the mistakes is very important. For example, let's say every time you get to this bar, that's where a mistake happens. What you don't want to do is just continue playing to the end. That's what a lot of people end up doing. They make a mistake and then they continue on thinking that's what they're supposed to do. That's not the case. If you make a mistake here, what you need to do is start again. Go back to the beginning, try it again. If you make the same mistake like 3 times in a row, then it's time to stay where the mistake happened and get it polished. So let's say the mistake keeps happening going into this bar here. Well, then what you want to do is like play both of these bars together and get that polished up, and then go back to the beginning. My recommendation is always get 3 perfect takes in a row of the problem spot and then go back to the beginning. So lots of groups of 3s. If you make a mistake 3 times in a row, then focus on where that area is, get 3 perfect takes to polish up the mistake, and then start again. So if that means you get it perfect twice and then you goof up, it starts all over again. You gotta get 3 perfect ones in a row. Because if you can do it 3 times in a row, then you have a much better chance of going back to the beginning and trying the whole thing. Like, the only time I feel is a good exception to this rule is if you are practicing a song in band practice. Like, you need to know the song well enough that when a mistake happens, you can continue on. So this way, when you're on stage, you're not stopping the band. Like, wait a minute, we got to start over again. That's an exception. But for what you and I are doing, when it comes to working on technique, getting something down, when a mistake happens, do not continue on. Stop, address the mistake, start over again. Because only perfect practice makes perfect. If you practice for 10,000 hours and you're just constantly making mistakes, you just got good at making mistakes. Always address the mistake, okay? So, if I forget, please remind me, but I'm going to attach an ebook. Actually, it may have been attached to your invoice. The invoice should have had it, about metronome method on how to use the metronome, and this is what we're going to be doing. So when you play this correctly once at 60 beats per minute, only once, go up 5 BPM. and do it again. And that's the gist of it right there. You play it correctly, go up 5. Play it correctly, go up 5. Play it correctly, go up 5. Just one time. One time only. How do you know it's good enough? You're proud of it. You feel like you nailed it. Every chord is where it belongs. Every strum is where it belongs. It's good enough to be on your record. It's good enough to be on your album. So, good enough to be on your record? Go up 5. If you question how good you did, if you feel like you goofed up at any point, or you're like, maybe I got it, everything like that, consider it, no, you didn't get it right. If you don't feel confident, it's not good enough. You have to feel confident in what you did, and then go up, okay? Trying to think of any other stuff. So that's basically the gist of how we're going to practice. Address mistakes. Only perfect practice makes perfect. Only increase the speed of the metronome when you feel confident you played it correctly. Now, with this stuff here, why are we doing this one? So, watching the skill test video you put up, also with that video, please keep it up on YouTube, because I'm going to reference it from time to time in building more material for us. So, when you played example number 1 at 60 beats per minute, you got it correct. You nailed it. When you went to 120, you were right. You did get off on that one. So what we're going to do is focus on the rhythmic patterns where things did go off. And we're going to get good at that. So, what I would like you to do, when metronome's going, you're going to tap your foot along with that click. Tap, 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 tap. If you can't tap your foot with the metronome, then you're not going to develop the best possible feel for what you're playing. When the metronome gets going faster and faster and faster, eventually what may happen, and what I do, is I'll tap on every first and third beat, but try your best to tap every 1, 2, 3, 4 beats every single time. Count out loud all 4 beats to help ensure you know exactly where you are within the rhythm structure. Okay? So, my recommendation is from 60 to at least 120, count out loud. Now, the faster things go, I notice myself, I will count quieter and quieter. And you might do the same thing. But counting out loud, super, super helpful. One of the best lessons I was ever taught is if you can't say it, you can't play it. So for this, we're counting all the beats because we're going to have things ringing out for multiple beats, and we want to know where we are in each bar. So I will demonstrate this stuff at 4 different speeds. I still want you to go up in 5 beat per minute increments. When you submit your video, your practice video, make sure you go the whole thing. Just record the whole thing and send that over. If you get to 240 beats per minute before the submission day, which basically Wednesday, turn your stuff in Wednesday. If you get to 240 beats per minute before then, send it in. Send in the video. Just don't worry about going up from the beginning. Just put on that camera, record it, send it over, okay? Because I want to make sure that we, like with everybody, that we move at a very good pace for you. So if you're nailing stuff early, sweet. Does that mean you have to get to 240? No. So I want you to be in control. Focus on accuracy, not the speed. I feel that speed is a byproduct of playing accurately at faster and faster speeds. If it's not accurate, it doesn't count. Alright, I think I've talked enough. This is, again, the gist of how we're going to be working on stuff, okay? So the next video is probably going to be a lot less, a lot less talking, more playing, much shorter. Anyway, 60 beats per minute, lesson number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. Remember, we are working this up without the repeat to start. 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh goodness, take 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, Woo! Alright, to demonstrate the repeat, I'm going to go back to 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't repeat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah, damn it! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Alright, this is perfect. I keep goofing up, right? I'm going to decrease the metronome to 180. So if you find yourself in the same kind of situation where when you put in the repeat and you just keep goofing up, drop it like 10 or 20 beats per minute and go from there. So there you go. Real life stuff here. Mistakes happen, but it's how we address the mistakes. That's the important thing. 180 for the repeat demonstration. Let's see if I can actually play this. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. There. So, the reason for the repeats is to get you more comfortable playing at the faster tempos. So we slowly work it up, make sure things are really accurate, feeling comfortable, feeling solid, and then when we reach a point where it's getting tough, or it's definitely tough, we want to stay in that area or close to that area for a little bit. So this way the faster tempos are much easier to handle. Alright, if any questions come up, please let me know. If you have Guitar Pro, let me know that too. So right now I'm just going to send both a Guitar Pro file and a PDF. If you have Guitar Pro, I'll just send a Guitar Pro file instead of the PDF. And yeah, there we go. The submission date for the next one, because we're already close to Wednesday, the deadline for this will be the 23rd, but as mentioned before, and this is without the repeat, you get this whole thing up to at least 240 before the submission date, record it, send it over. If you do not get to 240 before the submission date, which is again Wednesday the 23rd, record your entire final practice session, send that over, I'll check it out. And yeah, there we go. All right. Again, any questions, let me know, and I will see you in your video.